Okay, so let's do 5 minutes on this anti-family sentiment we're seeing in society.
Yes, I've noticed in commercials, especially advertising, this sort of general anti-family sentiment, anti-children, anti-husband, wife, anti-marriage, anti-anything to do with the family, nuclear family structure, I guess, which is something that I'm actually pretty big advocate about. Especially, I mean, it's mostly anecdotal experience, but I mean, you can see the people that come from good, strong nuclear families tend to just have a better foundation. They seem to do better in life and seem to be a lot happier.
Right.
And every time you start to cut up that, you get all these kinds of side effects where it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But it's I don't think we should be affirming, again with that word affirming, bad. Like to be a lonely spinster,
Yeah.
that's not any kind of life, or a weird cat lady.
Bad life choices.
Yeah, it's a bad life choice in my opinion.
Yep.
But they're pushing it. I'm not sure why it's in their best interest, other than to me it's a way to further divide us because
Yeah.
it's much harder, of course, right?
Yeah.
I even think that the gap that's between the sort of gender war that exists is an artificial thing.
So.
That was one of their ways of gaining control, right? They say, well, geez, it's really inconvenient when you're trying to break a man down when his wife is at home supporting him and keeping him built up. So we got to get rid of that, kind of thing, which they've done.
Yeah.
And now they want like just the whole idea of even having. So we'll all just be these like weird, lonely wraith-like ghosts just wandering through and just totally unable to like just ineffectual, like not able to do anything about their lives, and people can come and do with them as they please and then just throw them to the side. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's a horrible future that they're promoting. And anyway, Gavin McInnes did a video on it reacting to this shitty commercial where they're, it's depicting family life as this terrible thing. And Gavin's saying, it's funny, I would actually be jealous of this guy. He says, in my life, the few times that I felt cowed by another man was a man who had he said it was a police officer, right? And he says, I'm a millionaire. What do I care about a police officer?
Yeah.
But he says, he had a big family. He had 8 kids. Big house full of 8 kids and just that big house vibe,
Nice.
right? And he
Yeah,
said,
nice.
I was so envious of him. I
Yeah,
couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah. And they're showing this guy's got beautiful wife, 9 healthy kids, and a big house. And supposedly he's like, oh, woe is me, kind of thing. And I'm thinking, what the, like, you guys are idiots. That's beautiful.
Well, to begin with, this isn't real life. This is acting, right?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, right, but it's the thing. The thing is that the trouble with commercials is that people have this weird thing where they'll say, oh, TV has no effect on me.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, they'll say, well, commercials are saying it though.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, that must be what society, because commercials are society, and they make the mistake of not understanding. No, they're not. You know what I mean? It might behoove them to try to reflect society because it sells better, but they're not. They're just a company trying to affect. You know what I mean?
I don't want to shatter anybody's illusions, but trusting that society has got your best interests at heart, if by society you mean the government or various institutions, they don't.
No, they definitely don't. They have anything but, really, other than your family and your friends and you.
Yeah.
Nobody has your best interest.
No,
And
no.
ultimately, it really is just you. Really, really. I mean, I just hate to say it, but it's true for everybody.
Yeah.
In a certain sort of sense. That doesn't mean you become a totally selfish piece of shit.
No, but it goes. Somebody once said, "What are your priorities?" He said, God, family, and then I think he said his job, and then it was his town, and then it was his province or state, and then it was his country, and then and it's like, from a practical point of view, that is correct.
Yep.
That is the way it works. I mean, if you're an atheist, then I guess it just goes straight to family. But
Yeah. Well, I don't know what. Yeah.
but that's your first and last refuge when things go bad.
Well, and it is everything too. I know this is a bad analogy, but if you took everyone away and all the life away, and it was just the stuff,
Yep.
you know how fast you'd be just miserable.
Yep.
Because even the stuff I learned isn't what makes you happy. It's the reaction of other people to you. You know what I mean? Like,
and a lot of people, especially people with a lot of stuff, need evidently. That's why they've got the stuff, not to use it. They've got it so they
they have this thing.
people envy me. Therefore, I don't know.
I'm important. Or
I'm
whatever.
something. I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know what they think. But
I'm not exactly sure what they think. But okay, 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. Well, to wrap it up, I guess I don't like this creeping, very obvious anti-family, anti-children sentiment. And the thing that's the worst about it is honestly, I think anybody who buys into it is worse for it. Like a lonely,
Yeah.
childless, familyless life doesn't sound super fun.
All you can do is, sound the warning, say,
Yeah.
be aware of this.
Yeah.